And now we switch to the new project called Vertigrow. So Vertigrow, please, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. We're Team Vertigrow. The human population has doubled in the past 45 years and continues to grow exponentially. We face a challenge of ensuring food security while global yield is predicted to decrease by 17% by year 2050. Increasing temperature, CO2 levels, and drought negatively affect crop productivity. And human activity further magnifies the issue by contributing to climate change, water shortages, and land desertification. Additionally, 40% of food is wasted globally along the supply chain or due to overproduction. So how do we want to achieve food security, especially in the urban settings, while rationally consuming the resources? Here we come in with our solution. We developed a three-part strategy. With our green strategy, we cut down supply chain CO2 emissions, grow 8 times more produce within the same area, and use up to 80 to 90% less water compared to traditional agriculture. The lean strategy will eradicate the disconnect between farmers and the consumers. And by increasing the awareness, we can reduce overproduction and promote consumption according to the need. Finally, our third solution, clean, is to ensure access to healthy and delicious food all year round by growing in a controlled environment in close proximity to living spaces.
Vertical farming is not a new concept. Traditionally, you will find commercial facilities with stacked shelves from floor to ceiling. Like in the top picture, a 2x2 grow area with a maintenance aisle stacked 4 meters high is 2.6 times more efficient than field growing. And that's really cool. But by flipping our same growing area on the y-axis, as seen in the bottom picture, we can increase space efficiency without ever climbing a ladder or using heavy equipment. We don't need a warehouse. Perhaps a room, wall, rooftop terrace, or an office building will do. Phase 1 of our project is to build our vertical farm module on TUM campus and produce fresh food year-round, while simultaneously creating transparency in the campus food system and supply chain. Here, students from different backgrounds can get hands-on experience in sustainable urban gardening and conduct research to develop further innovations. We provide guidance through a handbook and expand this concept to other universities who want to demonstrate their commitment to sustainability and become an advocate for innovative technology. In phase 2, we move on to urban communities, apartments, and shared living spaces. We turn unused spaces into productive spaces, both outdoors and indoors. We scale up or down. Our prototype alone will be able to sustain 10 households with fresh food all year round. Phase 3, we want to have an impact on policies. Currently, there are very little policies and regulations regarding vertical farming, so long-term solutions are greatly needed. Vertical farming is a complementary method of growing crops, leaving no waste behind. Thank you for listening, and we're Vertigrow.
Thank you very much for your presentation. So please, jury members, for your feedback and questions.
May I ask one question? So thank you for this interesting presentation. Is there a rough number how large is the size in terms of square meters per person in order to supply the person with which percentage of the food he or she needs? Is there some number which is easy to be communicated to other people? You said 10 households for this system.
You have that statistic on lettuce consumed per year?
So we found out that average German, for now we're focusing on Germany, average German consumes 2.5 kilograms of lettuce and salad a year. So our prototype, what was our area?
Our area, 2 by 1.3.
Right. We have 20 grow towers, and we are planning to grow around 150 kilograms of lettuce a year. So by doing some calculations and taking that average household, probably like 4 people, we thought that, yeah, around 10 households can be supplied with this.
That's very significant. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe other questions or remarks by the jury members?
May I ask one question about taking into account also energy needs of this concept, and how to amount of the water needs to be put into the hydroponic concept in comparison to traditional based agriculture?
Didn't quite hear the question.
If you take into account energy consumption of your prototype
Yeah.
or per person.
Per person?
Yeah.
Still didn't hear the whole question. Did you hear the whole question?
I think the question
didn't
was
get you.
about.
Compare your prototype,
Yeah.
the energy consumption.
Yeah.
If you take into account with the traditional based logistic of agriculture, yeah.
Gotcha.
What's the ratio between them?
Okay.
Yeah. So energy consumption, of course, with LED lights involved in this is still an issue. That's one of the innovations that's still needed for it, hence why we need more research being done with it. However, there are ways to essentially make this a lot more sustainable using solar or wind energy. If we can supplement the grid with some of those sources, over time it becomes much, much more sustainable.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Are there other questions or remarks from the jury?
I have a question, if I may, Henry. It's Julia here. Thank you for your presentation and your idea. Question is for the connection of your vertical walls of farming. Have you thought of connecting them in order to collect data from them, or your project is to make people acting in a different way by putting them into situations which they can, but there is no data collection over the time?
Well, connecting those communities would be ideal. We're starting with prototype on one of our campuses. That will be our starting point for collecting data. We will already have a student platform which is called Plant a Seed, where people coming together to learn about urban gardening, sustainable agricultural practices, etc. So we're starting with the first prototype, and we want to expand further to different universities, like introduce our system to them and further connect them and all collaborate on this project, because still there's so much work needs to be done. And I believe that our student community can be actually the first step to amplifying the knowledge, the idea, bringing more people to it, different disciplines. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any more questions or remarks from the jury? Okay, I guess not. So thank you very much, Vertigrow, for your presentation.